And he would do the 167 right from the garage in the morning, like from the garage, go into service, do like 4 or 5 trips on that, and have a 3-hour break. 3 trips on the 12th later on. Yeah, these passes are like purple and red. They're really nice.
At 5:30, that's when, on a Thursday at 5:30, that's when you see your work for the following week.
I'm glad they don't do it on Friday. Thursday's a good day to do that.
Yeah.
And you know what? When you're out of Heritage, you gotta remind yourself that you're not doing the tail.
Yeah, no kidding. I think I might actually go and drive it on the weekend. Just because it looks a little bit like I'm not.
Because you're going on Glenmore and there's some roundabouts. If you take the wrong roundabout, you'll be ending up back at Heritage when you're supposed to be going back
Kind of
on.
like the industrial park. I looked at it. It looks a little bit different than what I thought it was. So I may as well go for a drive.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're welcome.
You must well do it because you haven't done the 149 forever, right?
I've actually ever done it.
No?
No.
Jesus, that gear is bad.
Yeah. So yesterday I had a sleeper, and he was on my bus for a trip and a half. And then,
Okay.
yeah, I called the school. They were like, okay, we'll catch up to you. But then when I got out here again, he got off, and then, then I go around, and then he tried to get back on, and I was like, no, I don't want you.
Did he have was he sleeping, you
Yeah,
said?
he was totally sleeping, and because I did a full trip with him, and then when I got back to the station, I was like, so we're back in Somerset. Hey, sleepy guy. We're back in Somerset. He didn't respond at all, and I was like, all right, well, I'll just let him sleep again.
But he continued to.
So then when I left, he got up here, and then he wanted back on, but I was like, no, you gotta wake up a bit, because I knew the next bus was coming, within 15 minutes.
Oh, was there an extra behind you?
Well, no, it was the regular one, but it was at that point, it was rush hour service.
Yeah, so there was extras out,
Yeah,
right?
they just throw it in everyone. So yeah, I figured, no, he can kind of wake up a bit,
What time was this at?
This was at like 4:30 or 4 o'clock. No, let me look at the schedule. It was actually at 4:50 when I got back up there.
Okay.
But he did get off, and whatever.
I'm shifting, there's no issue.
No, it's good.
Man, it's gonna be nice all weekend, so if you wanna drive that 149 with your car just to see what it is, it's gonna be the right weather for it.
Yeah, I think they will. Close enough.
So that was interesting with the sleeper yesterday.
Yeah.
Was he sleeping in the bath?
Yeah, way in the back.
He must have been in a deep sleep if he didn't hear you.
Yeah, I must have been.
You probably can't wait to eat your sub. You gonna do it when you get back?
No, I'm gonna wait for the next trip.
Because it tapers down because you're back at what, 45 or something? 45 after 5?
45, yeah.
And you have like what? You leave at 50.
Basically gonna leave at 55.
Oh, so 10 minutes, that's plenty. And you don't have to heat it up because it's cold, it's a sub.
Yeah, exactly.
But sometimes do you make it in at 40? Do you end up being early like on this trip?
Yeah, actually it was pretty early yesterday.
Like what?
Like 12 minutes early.
About the same as this.
I mean, of course, this is like
15. What?
Well, there's no school kids, so this isn't really how it is, but I'll take it for this week.
I'm glad you didn't take it next week.
No kidding.
You probably signed and thought, oh, I'm gonna take the 75 when they're off.
Yeah, well, that was sort of the idea.
Does it say when you sign, no school kids here, right? So you take that route. when they're off.
Yeah, when they're off.
So you're kind of go by that. It's like, I'll take the 75 the last week of their vacation.
Yeah.
Their vacation's almost done, for frig's sake.
Yeah. But now they're going to be writing exams, the high school kids.
All right.
Right? So kind of all of January is still pretty good. You know.
But then you'll have lots of university stuff.
That's true. Yeah.
So they'll have more extras out.
Yeah.
When do they write? The second and third week? The last week of January. The third week. Yeah, 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
Because I know when George did the 12, they were out for at least 2 weeks doing that.
Yeah, it's good. Makes a difference.
I think he would be back at Anderson now, I would think, if he was still around.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to be at VP. And they would put him there because he's one of the veterans.
Yeah.
I imagine there's been guys that have been working for transit for almost 50 years.
Yeah.
You're not going to be one of those.
No, I hope not.
You hope not. You might just end up doing it.
I don't think so.
No?
No.
You wouldn't want to bug me for my soda stream anymore?
If you still haven't used your soda stream in 50 years, I'm going to come to your house and set it up for you.
You would really do
I
that.
would. You're like, look, we're having some soda stream right now. I'm dying here. This is my last wish.
You bring some Fanta syrup
Orange
with you.
Fanta syrup. Yeah.
That would be good though.
Yeah, that would be good.
I hear you can carbonate orange juice and everything.
Oh yeah, I can't believe it. Because they're really just carbonating the water and adding the flavor, right?
So chop a can of orange juice carbonated. That would be tasty.
Okay, what if you could carbonate like chocolate milk?
Okay, now that's getting a little over the
I
top.
mean, maybe that's the next big thing. The hot trend.
It could be.
It could be. How do we know? This could be the biggest idea since sliced bread.
Oh, do you remember they had that combination Dorito flavored Mountain Dew?
No, I don't remember.
People were, they wouldn't come out with the flavor, so people were making it on their own at home,
Really? No.
like blending up Doritos and Mountain Dew. Oh my God, don't try it.
Are you saying they made a drink out of it?
Yes,
Oh, that's gross.
they said it was revolting, and I don't.
Because you know what would be better is if you took the Mountain Dew flavor and made a flavor that you put on a Dorito that, like it tastes like
No.
Mountain Dew.
But then they mashed up chips, blend them, and put Mountain Dew in there.
Okay, well
That is like,
that's even worse than carbonated milk, chocolate milk. I'm sorry, that's bad.
I wanted to tell you because it was such a revolting thing. I don't know why you would want
I
that.
don't know, that's just wrong.
And they tried many different flavors and you end up gagging on it.
Oh, I believe it.
There's some evidence of people even throwing up from it, which
Yeah, sure.
I would.
Yeah.
Now the carbonated chocolate milk I'm not so sure about.
I mean,
It's chocolate though, it's hard to say.
hard to say. Like, what chocolate is good in any form?
I like white chocolate once in a while.
Yeah, white chocolate's good.
It's a bit different though. It's got its flavor.
Yeah, like the white chocolate macadamia nut cookie from Subway.
I macadamia nut cookie, except homemade, so I kind of know what it's like. Carbonated chocolate milk, though? Yeah. Regular milk, it wouldn't be so tasty.
Yeah, I don't even like regular milk, so anything, no. I'm not really a milk.
That's the only milk I drink is chocolate milk.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
That would be interesting, though. Make sure it doesn't splatter over the place. Make sure you carbonate the, what is it? You carbonate the water and then put the syrup in.
Yeah, how would you make that?
You gotta follow the instructions. That's the one thing I know about SodaStream. Else, if you don't, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I can see that.
A couple of my friends did it. They carbonated too late and it spurted all over the place, like kind of like a volcano.
That's not good. A lot of cleanup.
And pop is sticky.
It is, yeah.
I spilt a whole bottle of myself.
How did you do that?
Left the cap off.
Oh, you just knocked it over?
Yeah, knowing that I should have had the cap on.
That happens.
I was knocking myself on the head. I'm like, Ethan, you know better than to do that.
Yeah.
But you think, oh, it will be fine.
Yeah, you never plan to have an accident.
You know what I don't like about soda? They experiment with it too much.
Oh, yeah.
Like they had cinnamon flavored Pepsi. Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
Or get this, even weirder. Chicken flavored Pepsi.
Okay, that's no.
No.
To introduce chicken and Pepsi.
Like, I mean, maybe if you're eating them to get, like, having a nice soda and eating a piece of fried chicken, I could see that. But not through a pop. And they're probably adding so much sugar and chemicals.
Yeah. I think like a
That's like asking me to put Dorito flavored dust inside Pepsi.
that's not good.
But that's what it's like when you have a chicken flavored Pepsi. I mean, come on. Right?
Yeah, no.
What were you gonna say? Sorry?
I was gonna say like like a cherry and a Coke. That's a good combo.
You know what's really good? Raspberry Coke.
Raspberry, okay. Like a lemon lime flavoring is fine.
You know what? If it's chemically, it's too strong.
Okay, I mean, tone it down a bit. I don't mind a banana with like a Sprite, like if it is like a banana.
Now,
Sprite.
banana dipped in a chocolate fountain, you're getting to some good stuff there.
But like a banana Sprite, I think would
Oh,
be good.
gee. Oh,
But you don't think so? I'm
yeah.
curious.
You have the chocolate, and then you have the banana to keep your jaw straightened out.
That's right.
But I find banana and chocolate balance each other really well.
Yeah, I think so too.
Sweetness from the chocolate, but the sweetness from the banana kind of tames it down.
Yeah. I like banana, chocolate, strawberry. That's a good combo.
I like when you dip them in the chocolate fountain.
That's good.
Or you have the peeps and dip them in there.
Oh, I haven't had that.
You haven't had peeps?
I mean, I've had peeps. I haven't dipped them in a chocolate fountain.
They're sweet enough as it is, though.
Yeah.
But that would be dangerous if I had a chocolate fountain. Wouldn't leave it alone.
Yeah, that's not something you want to have around, really. Once in a while, like a chocolate fondue.
But I mean, if you actually bought a fresh chocolate fountain, you wouldn't leave it.
Yeah. Maybe if you won the lottery.
Then you wouldn't give a shit, right?
Exactly. You're like, whatever.
You wouldn't leave it alone. I know how much addicted you are to chocolate. But it would probably come back and bite you. Your stomach would be too upset.
Probably. You get kind of tired of it too after a while.
Like what I do in the Super Bowl, I always eat too much junk. Like I have like ice cream with chocolate bar broken up in it, and I end up paying for it.
Oh yeah.
Then you have chips and wings and dip.
Yeah.
Well, if it's the one day you're gonna do it at the Super Bowl.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
But then you'll be paying for it later. I always end up with an upset stomach. That banana bear you got me was interesting, but I'm glad you didn't buy me a whole thing.
Yeah. This one is all you need.
I wouldn't be able to get through it.
Yeah.
Carbonated chocolate milk in the media, I think that would be a trendy thing.
I think so.
Like, remember the damn fidget spinners?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a big thing for a while.
Too much that schools were banning them
Oh really? Wow.
because they were playing around with them in class.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted it though. It doesn't matter what age you were either.
Yeah.
And there was different types, like they made this a big thing.
Oh yeah.
But now I hardly even hear about it anymore.
Yeah. Did you have one or any of them?
No,
No.
no.
You're like, yeah.
From playing too much, my hands would seize probably. Like, you know how you get crampy?
Yeah.
That's the one thing about playing video games. After a while, your hands sweat like crazy.
Oh yeah.
And mind you, I'm just around the house. It's not like I'm doing it outside in the heat.
Yeah. That's true.
That must be an extra.
That was the work I did last week.
Oh, was it?
Yep. Yeah.
79.
Driver, yeah.
Another spearboard guy this morning. What?
So this will be your stuff up here. Thank you.
So you relieved a sign person this morning?
No.
Or-
sorry.
Again. You might see your friend then if he's spearboard.
Yeah, he gets pretty good work, that guy.
Well, I mean, how much? Like, how many years does he have on him
He's actually
for transit?
maybe, I think he's about 40 badges ahead of me.
So 25.
No, like he's got maybe 13 years. Yeah.
So he's just on the edge of not being spearboard anymore. He doesn't have to be.
Oh yeah, no, he could sign. He just likes that he always finishes pretty early. He finishes by like 2 or 3 pretty much.
So it's not like where he, if he's on spearboard, that works with his schedule, right? Because he's finishing. gets all the early morning work.
He likes that. He likes getting up early.
Now, you wouldn't like that every day.
No, he always teases me. Because he's like, oh, you get up so late, you work so late. And I'm like, yeah, but I like it. I don't want to get up early.
Unless you brought the Jimmy out for me,
That's right.
then of course.
Then we're getting up at 4 in the morning.
Well, have a nap during the day before.
But yeah.
But then again, I'm not a napper.
Really, eh? Not at all?
No, I can be up since 9 and not go to bed till like 11 or 12. I just can't nap. I find, unless I'm really sick, then that's then that's different. Then I have to conk out, right?
Yeah, you have no choice. You just boom, you're out.
Because when you're trying to sleep at night, of course, that's when you're sicker.
Yeah, that's true.
And they say that you feel a bit better during the day, but once night hits,
Yeah, it's true. I'm pretty good now. I can always nap. Like if I work early, I can always nap.
and you've worked early enough over the years
Yeah, I would always come home and have a nap.
where you're like at the garage at like 4 in the morning. You don't miss those days. Like, I mean, if someone really needed you to do it, then you would have to, right? Like, you know, since we were so short drivers, we still have a lot of drivers, especially out of Anderson, doing overtime. And it could be something random, not your signed work. You go and do 2 school runs, then you do your signed work. But then again, that's over for you. Like, you had one school run once, you're like, this one's not good, I'm done after this. You say they were quite bratty, or? And you were doing one down south, and I was shocked. What was it? Like, it was something in Queensland you did.
Yeah, I think that was the Beaverbrook kids.
What? The Beaverbrook is normally... Well, maybe it's good now.
Yeah, I mean, that was a few years ago. It's a new batch, right?
Oh, wasn't that bad? You know when the kids get out of the Beaverbrook school?
Yeah.
The 99 goes by there, and when they were cutting everything, they cut that route at the most busy time. They have an extra bus that picks up the school kids on the 99. And when they were doing cutbacks, that's the one, of course, that they cut. If they cut it, though, what do? You can just try to phone the schedules.
Yeah, we can do. Tell people to call customer service. That's all you can do.
Spare board again. Jeez. Well, it's good if you forgot to bring your supper, you can always pick something up here. Bacon and egger.
Is it all day now?
Yeah, all day breakfast.
I like those bacon and eggers.
I get them once in a while. Nice, really nice treat. Get myself some hash brown.
If you go on a road trip, it's a good thing.
I did it on my way to Red Deer when I was...
That's kind of when I get my
Damn, it was foggy though. We had to brake a lot too. Couldn't see a damn thing. I wouldn't normally go in those days, but I was so tired to get up there, right? I wanted to have my vacation. I would rather take 2 or 3 hours to get up there than not go at all. But then, half an hour out, we were about past Airdrie and had to turn back to Chestermere. Forgot my damn canes at the house. And I can't operate without them. Like, we were going to the keg and stuff. What's the temper tomorrow, I wonder? You can definitely feel it more today. It was this morning though. But hey, I can't complain. We just came out of a major cold snap. If it was windy, it would definitely be more noticeable. What time do you normally leave when you're on this last trip? On time, or do you wait a couple more minutes? Because we didn't leave till what, 15 I think? This trip you're finishing. But I mean, you need time to set the bus up, you know what I mean? But 7 minutes, that's pretty good. 7-8 minutes. Like on the 12th, George only had 4 minutes to set the bus up and you would have to go. If this bus breaks down on you, you're not going to be happy. Hey, break down at the A&W. Well, you're not going to get there any back soon. You're not going to get there any sooner if you're sitting there. You'll just have to leave your sub midnight snack maybe. And if I eat too late, I dream too heavy. And it depends what I eat. If it's sugar, nightmares. They can cause that though. Oh, yawning. By this point, by the time he dropped me off, I've already been up for 7 hours.
Maybe you'll have a nap on the way home.
Oh, I doubt it. If I was sick though, like, you know, at home, I would definitely nap. I'd take that drowsy medicine. That Benadryl knocks me out. But then again, I had to go somewhere once, and I learned my lesson. Do not take drowsy medicine if you're going somewhere. And I'll conk right out, too. Or you know what? You break down at the Esso. Circle K is right there.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I feel like I would want Slurpee and a bag of chips on a hot day though. It tastes better. Or remember, sometimes you pick up passengers, the kids, and they would have a Slurpee and bag of chips with them. It's like, Oh, and they're like, oh, I didn't have enough money for the pass. Well, you spent it all right there. You got an extra large Slurpee and a big bag of chips. Right? You could have saved up for your pass. But oh well, right? You're like, no, where's your pass? I imagine you've seen that all the time. Or have you ever had it where they show the pass and give it to their friend, thinking they can get 2 rides with 1 pass? You know it's 1 pass, right? You're not. To ride the bus and change, if there's a couple of you, it's pretty dear now. Like, I think it's like 7 something for the 2 of you.
Yeah, I guess. 2 kids would be what, 590?
Since you work for transit, though, do you get that riding for free thing if you take a bus?
Yeah, we do as employees, but our family members still have to pay.
Unless they're transit employees.
Yeah.
Like, for example, your, what was it, your law or whatever, or just friends. Don't you have a person that's works for transit in your family though? I thought you told me that.
No, I don't. That's true.
That's just friends then. Oh, hot. So yeah, you can ride the bus for free then, which makes sense, because you work for them. Like a free monthly pass, or?
Well, you just show your ID and it says
transit on it. Oh, that's good. So if George had to take the bus, he can do that. I miss him a lot. Transit's never been the same without him. You relieved him a bunch of times too, right? On the 52 sometimes.
Yeah, I guess it was mostly the 12 though.
Yeah. Going 160 in these things, if they could, would not be a good idea. Imagine if you took me on the Chestermere on this bus going on Stony. That would be a lot of high speed. You probably won't see me tomorrow because I don't start till 2, right? On Fridays. Maybe a hangout. You know, always good. Saturday or Sunday. You know, sports. The whole thing. I wanted to update you on that football player that collapsed. So he did have a cardiac arrest, and he's breathing a little better in hospital. I don't know if he'll ever play football again, not after that. You know what? They're thinking it might be that. They're not exactly sure. And they didn't hit him hard. Like, after he tackled somebody, he got hit in the chest, and that may have caused trauma, right? And that may have caused his heart to just stop. And they're not playing the game for the remainder of this week. Maybe next week. They'll have to make it up though. But at this point, I'm not really worried about that. A game's a game, and he's just, you know. His nephew came up and spoke out. He was saying to see him like that just shocked me. Because he's an outgoing guy. I heard a lot of good stuff about this player too. Helping out with toy drives and stuff. And you know, his GoFundMe page, ever since he had that collapse, over $5 million raised. Yes. And the goal was only $2,500, but he's been getting so much support that people have been donating like crazy. You'll have a good 15-minute break here, 12-minute break maybe. On your break, do you use McDonald's as an excuse sometimes? You just run in McDonald's?
We used to be able to go to that McDonald's. There was, along the side, there was a pull-in, like when it was just a regular road.
Oh.
Before this bridge thing, but yeah, now you can't really get away with that.
Because there's not a time point for you there either. With a time point you could make it, but man, going through that neighborhood is so going on the 12 with no neighborhood is so weird. Kind of makes me feel like that part is a rapid bus. What were you gonna say again?
Oh, I was gonna say if you did stop at the McDonald's, transit would get a lot of angry phone calls from people.
But if you have the one in Riverbend, the driver was hungry and he just went in there, ran in, got a meal. Because it's Riverbend and you're right by a bus stop. And if you have a minute or two, why not, right? But if you just randomly stop there at a bus stop that's not even a time point to go there, you would be getting complaints. You would be getting the heat too, right? And you're not gonna throw me under the bus for that. So the 153 still does go by Walmart, I guess.
Oh yeah. But you know the 78, when it goes to Chaparral, it goes up the little
Where the 11,
yeah,
yeah.
then it turns left. I thought the guy was like going the wrong way, and then I kind of.
But then again, you can either go to Sundance or turn to go to Chaparral, right? So remind yourself, if you ever got it again, that's a big reminder for.
But it might not be too bad now. You know, like maybe they fixed the times. Because it also doesn't go on Sun Valley Boulevard anymore.
And you know what? You can make up time if you're late going this other way, right? See, I don't know why that one gear does that. I can't get over that. Daniel would know the problem right away, as I said. Anyway, thank you for the ride.
You're welcome.
Just one run is enough, and I'm a bit extra tired today from getting up, so 9 is early for me. See, they're not as running as many 4-car trains either because there's not enough kids.